Have you ever had a dream that was so real you weren't sure if you were awake or still dreaming? Imagine that dream was another life, a better life, a life where you could run, leap, and soar through a world more vibrant and alive than anything you've ever known. In 2009, director James Cameron invited us into such a dream. He didn't just show us a new world, he made us feel it, breathe it, and fight for it. This is the story of Avatar, not just as a movie, but as a journey of transformation, a tale of love and loss, and a cinematic revolution that changed filmmaking forever. So, link in, and let's return to Pandora.
Our story begins not on a vibrant alien moon, but here, on a bleak and weary Earth. We meet Jake Sully, a man adrift, a former Marine, a warrior by trade, now confined to a wheelchair. He's a ghost in his own life, haunted by the legs he lost in a war on a distant shore. The world outside his window is a testament to humanity's excess, a world drained of its natural beauty, a civilization that has taken more than it has given. Jake's narration tells us everything we need to know. He's looking for a reason, a purpose, a fight worth fighting. Then, destiny, in its own cruel way, comes knocking. Jake's identical twin brother, Tomislav, a brilliant scientist, has died, and with his death comes a bizarre, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Tomislav was part of the Avatar program, a groundbreaking project on a moon called Pandora, light years from Earth. Because Jake shares his brother's DNA, he's the only one who can link with the priceless biological avatar his brother was meant to pilot. The corporation offers him a deal: take his brother's place. For Jake, it's a long shot, a chance to escape his broken body and a dying world. He has no idea he's about to be reborn.
6 years, 8 months, and 19 days later, Jake awakens from the long sleep of cryostasis. The destination? Pandora, a moon orbiting a gas giant in the Alpha Centauri system. For the first time, we see the wonder in Jake's eyes as he floats in zero gravity. It's a fleeting moment of freedom, a taste of the physical liberation that awaits him. He is no longer on Earth. He is an alien, heading for an even more alien world. The descent to Pandora is our first true introduction to this breathtaking world. Through the shuttle's viewport, we witness a paradise of unimaginable scale and beauty. Lush, impossibly green rainforests stretch to the horizon, and most astonishingly, colossal mountains float serenely in the sky, draped in waterfalls and clouds. This is the Pandora James Cameron dreamed of for decades, a world designed to overwhelm the senses and ignite the imagination. But paradise has its price. The illusion of paradise is shattered the moment the shuttle ramp comes down. This is Hell's Gate, the human foothold on Pandora. It's a place of steel, wire, and machinery, a scar carved into the heart of the jungle. The air itself is toxic to humans, a constant reminder that they do not belong here. The welcome party is a squad of soldiers in massive weaponized amp suits, mechanical walkers that tower over the newcomers. The message is clear: this is a war zone. And every war zone has its warlord. Meet Colonel Miles Quaritch, head of security for the RDA, the Resources Development Administration. He is the alpha predator in this human pack. His speech is not of welcome, but of warning. He lays out the dangers of Pandora with a chilling relish, from venomous plants to panther-like creatures that will eat your eyes for jujubes. Quaritch represents the iron fist of humanity, the unyielding belief that might makes right. He sees Pandora not as a world to be understood, but as a hostile territory to be conquered. From the military hard deck, Jake is thrust into the world of science. Here in the biolab, he encounters the other major influence on his journey, Dr. Grace Augustine, a legendary xenobotanist. Grace is brilliant, abrasive, and deeply protective of Pandora and its indigenous people, the Na'vi. She was expecting Jake's science brother, and she makes no secret of her disappointment in getting a jarhead instead. And it is here that Jake sees it for the first time. His avatar. A 10-foot-tall, blue-skinned, genetically engineered hybrid of human and Na'vi DNA. It lies dormant, a perfect, powerful vessel waiting for a consciousness. Looking at this being, his being, is like looking at a dream made flesh. For a man who can't walk, this avatar represents the ultimate fantasy. A new body, a new life, a second chance. But Quaritch has his own plans for Jake's new body. He corners Jake, preying on his deepest desire. The Colonel offers him the one thing he wants more than anything, his real legs back on Earth. The price? Intelligence. Quaritch wants to know the Na'vi, their weaknesses, their defenses, how to get them to cooperate, or, failing that, how to wipe them out. The Na'vi's home, a massive tree, sits on the largest deposit of unobtainium, the mineral that brought humanity here. Jake, desperate and seeing this as his only mission, agrees. He becomes a spy, caught between the military might of Quaritch and the scientific ideals of Grace.
The moment of truth arrives. Jake enters the psionic link unit, the machine that will bridge his mind to his avatar. It's a claustrophobic, coffin-like enclosure. The science is complex, but the idea is simple. Close your eyes here and open them in another body. As the link engages, his avatar's eyes snap open. This is it, rebirth. For the first time in years, Jake has toes he can wiggle in the mud. He stands, towering and powerful. The scientists try to restrain him, but they're like children to him. He bursts out of the lab and into the Pandoran air. And then, he runs. The scene is pure cinematic joy. It's a moment of absolute wish fulfillment. We feel the exhilaration, the sheer, unadulterated bliss of movement. The wind, the sun, the feeling of powerful muscles carrying him effortlessly across the ground. For Jake Sully, this isn't just running, it's freedom. It's the first time he truly feels alive since he lost his legs. In these first few moments, his loyalty to the human world begins to waver, whether he knows it or not.
Jake's first trip into the Pandoran jungle as part of Grace's science team is a sensory overload. Everything is new, strange, and beautiful. He is like a kid in a candy store, ignoring Grace's warnings and poking at the local flora and fauna. His recklessness puts him face to face with a hammerhead Titanothera, a massive six-legged herbivore that could crush him without a thought. But even this creature bows to something far more terrifying. The Thanator, the apex predator of this jungle. It is a sleek, black nightmare of muscle and teeth. The chase sequence is terrifying and relentless. Jake is utterly outmatched. He runs, leaps, and tumbles down waterfalls, barely escaping with his life. He is now alone, lost in the heart of a hostile alien wilderness as night begins to fall. And as darkness descends on Pandora, the world transforms. The forest floor, the trees, the very air itself begins to glow with an ethereal, bioluminescent light. It's a moment of breathtaking beauty, quickly soured by terror. A pack of viper wolves, cunning and lethal, emerge from the shadows. They circle him, their movements silent and coordinated. Armed with only a makeshift torch, Jake prepares for a fight he cannot win. Suddenly, an arrow strikes, then another. A figure, swift and silent, drops from the trees. It is Neytiri, a Na'vi warrior. She moves with a deadly grace, dispatching the viper wolves with brutal efficiency. But she offers Jake no comfort. She is angry. To her, he is a sky person, an alien, an ignorant child who has forced her to kill the very creatures of the forest she reveres. She mourns their deaths, a concept utterly alien to Jake. Jake persists, trying to follow her. He is helpless, and he knows it. Just as she is about to leave him to his fate, something extraordinary happens. Dozens of tiny, glowing, jellyfish-like seeds float down from the sky. These are a takarina, pure spirits, seeds from the sacred tree of souls. They land gently on Jake, covering his body. Neytiri watches in awe. This is a sign from Iwa, the All-Mother, the guiding force of life on Pandora. The sign cannot be ignored. Reluctantly, she agrees to take him to her people.
Neytiri leads Jake to a place that defies belief, Hometree, a tree so immense it dwarfs skyscrapers, its trunk hollowed out to serve as the home for the entire Omaticaya clan. Inside, Jake is met with fear and hostility. He is a demon in a false body. He is brought before Neytiri's father, Atikon, the clan leader, and her mother, Moat, the clan's spiritual leader, or Tsahik. Moat tastes Jake's blood and declares his heart is strong, but his mind is weak and like an empty cup. It is Grace's school and the fact that he is a warrior dreamwalker that saves him from immediate death. It is Moat who makes the final decision. This warrior must be studied. They must learn why Awa has sent this sign. She tasks her own daughter, Neytiri, with teaching Jake the ways of the Na'vi. You will teach him our way so that he can be one of the people. Neytiri is horrified by the command, but she cannot disobey her mother and the will of Awa. Jake's journey to becoming Na'vi is about to begin. At the same time, in his video log, he reports back to Courage. The mission is on. He has his in.
What follows is a captivating journey of unlearning and relearning. Jake, the gung-ho Marine, must be stripped of his human arrogance. Under Neytiri demanding tutelage, he learns. He learns the Na'vi language, the intricate art of archery where the breath is everything, and the skill of moving through the forest without making a sound. He learns that the Na'vi don't just live in the forest, they are a part of it. Every hunt ends with a prayer of thanks for the life that has been given. This concept, so foreign to the take-what-you-want mentality of the RDA, begins to seep into Jake's soul. He starts to see the world through Na'vi eyes. A crucial step in this education is learning to connect. The Na'vi have a neural queue, a long braid of nerves that allows them to form a direct, psychic bond with the animals of Pandora. Jake's first attempt to ride a dire horse is clumsy and chaotic. But when he finally makes the bond, the Tsahelu, it's another moment of revelation. He feels the creature's breath, its muscles, its very heartbeat. It is a partnership, not a conquest. And through these lessons, his bond with his teacher, Neytiri, deepens from one of frustration to one of mutual respect and affection. But to truly become a Na'vi hunter, Jake must face the ultimate test, the Ikni Maya. He must climb high into the floating Hallelujah Mountains to the nesting ground of the Ikran, the winged predators of the sky. Here, a hunter does not choose his Ikran chooses him, and it will try to kill him. The sequence is a masterclass in tension and spectacle. Jake struggles, he falls, he is nearly killed, but he manages to subdue a magnificent Ikran. He makes the bond. And the moment that Tsahelu connects, the fight is over. The Ikran is his for life. And then the first flight. It's a terrifying, exhilarating plunge into the abyss, which transforms into a moment of pure, unbridled freedom. Soaring through the floating mountains on the back of a dragon-like creature, Jake is no longer just a man in an avatar. He is home. This shared experience solidifies the love growing between Jake and Neytiri. They soar through the skies together, their laughter echoing through the canyons. She takes him to one of the most sacred Na'vi places, the Tree of Voices. Here, the voices of their ancestors can be heard through the neural connection of the tree. It's a place of memory, spirit, and deep connection. It is here that they choose each other, cementing their love and Jake's place within the clan. He tells her, "I am with you now. Jake, we are mated for life." In his video log, Jake confesses that everything is backwards now. The alien world feels like home, while his human life feels like the dream. His loyalties have completely shifted.
But the dream is destined to become a nightmare. The RDA's greed is relentless.
The bulldozers, symbols of industrial destruction, plow through the jungle, leaving a trail of death in their wake. They're heading directly for the Tree of Voices. Jake, in a desperate act of defiance, stands before them. He disables the machines, but the damage is done. This act of sabotage makes him an enemy of the RDA. To Quaritch, he's no longer an asset. He is a traitor. Quaritch shows RDA Administrator Parker Selfridge the grim reality. The Na'vi will not leave. Selfridge, under pressure, reluctantly gives Quaritch the green light to use force. They will destroy Hometree. At this critical moment, Jake's past comes crashing down. He and Grace race to Hometree to warn the Omadikaya, but it's too late. To make them understand the danger, he's forced to confess the whole truth, that he was sent as a spy, that he knew this was coming. The betrayal shatters Neytiri's heart. He's bound and cast out, his pleas ignored. At the same moment, the human assault begins. The destruction of Hometree is one of the most harrowing and emotionally devastating sequences in modern film. It is not a battle. It is a slaughter. Missiles tear through the ancient, living structure. The tree burns, splinters, and finally, with a groan that seems to come from the soul of the planet itself, it collapses. Hundreds of Na'vi are killed. Their home, their history, their world is turned to ash and embers. It is a brutal, heartbreaking depiction of corporate greed and military indifference. In the smoldering ruins, Neytiri's father, Etukan, is killed. With his dying breath, he passes leadership to her and tells Jake to protect the people. But as Jake and Grace are about to help, their link is severed by Quaritch's men. They awaken back in their human bodies, imprisoned in Hell's Gate. The dream is over. The nightmare is real.
But there is still humanity left among the humans. Trudy Chacon, the tough-as-nails combat pilot who has witnessed the RDA's atrocities, can no longer stand by. She breaks Jake, Grace, and Norm out of confinement, turning against her own people. In a tense aerial escape, Quaritch himself, firing from the ramp of another ship, shoots Grace. They manage to escape, but Grace is dying. Their only hope lies with the Na'vi and the Tree of Souls, the most sacred place on Pandora, a direct link to the biological network that governs the entire moon, to Iwa. They bring Grace's dying human body to the tree. The Na'vi gather for a desperate ritual, an attempt to permanently transfer her consciousness from her human body to her avatar. The entire forest pulses with energy, but Grace is too weak. The wound is too severe. In her final moments, she looks up and whispers to Jake, "I see her, Jake. She's real." The scientist, in the end, found her faith. Her consciousness merges with the great network of life on Pandora, becoming one with Iwa. With Grace gone and the Na'vi scattered and defeated, Jake knows he must do something drastic, something legendary to unite them. He must give them hope. He decides to pursue a myth. He will bond with the Toruk, the great Leomopteryx, the most feared predator of the Pandoran skies. Only 5 Na'vi in their history have ever done this, and they were called Toruk Makto, Rider of the Last Shadow. The scene of Jake taming the Toruk is a breathtaking spectacle. He leaps onto its back from his own Ikron in midair, a moment of pure, insane bravery. His arrival at the Tree of Souls on the back of this colossal scarlet beast is electrifying. The Na'vi look up in utter disbelief and awe. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Their despair turns to hope. Jake Sully, the alien, the traitor, has now become their chosen leader, the warrior who will lead them against the Sky People. With the authority of Toruk Makto, Jake delivers a stirring call to arms. His speech, broadcast through the neural network, reaches clans from all across Pandora. He tells them that the Sky People will not stop, that they will destroy everything. He asks them to ride out with him, to fight for their home.
And from the plains, from the rivers, from the mountains, the clans answer. A great army of Na'vi assembles, ready to make their last stand.
The final battle is a monumental clash of worlds. Nature versus machine. Arrows against bullets. The Na'vi, united and riding dire horses in Ikran, charge into battle with a primal fury. The RDA, led by Quaritch in his personal amp suit, meets them with overwhelming firepower. The scale of the conflict is immense, a chaotic ballet of aerial dogfights and brutal ground combat. Heroes emerge and fall. Trudy Chacon makes the ultimate sacrifice, her helicopter shot down in a blaze of glory. The Na'vi's greatest warrior, Tute, falls defending his people. Despite their bravery, the Na'vi are being decimated. Their numbers are dwindling under the relentless assault. Jake, connected to the Tree of Souls, sends a desperate prayer to Iwa, and Iwa answers. In a stunning and cathartic reversal, the planet itself fights back. Swarms of viper wolves, herds of hammerhead titanotheres, even the skyborn Ikran attack the RDA forces with a coordinated ferocity. Grace's final words echo in our minds. She's real. Iwa is real, and her wrath is terrible. The tide of the battle turns. The war culminates in a personal duel. Quaritch, his main ship destroyed, escapes in his amp suit and finds the mobile link unit containing Jake's vulnerable human body. He smashes it open, exposing Jake to Pandora's toxic air. As Jake begins to suffocate, Quaritch moves in for the kill. But Neytiri, filled with a primal rage after her own Thanator is killed, attacks. She is the embodiment of a planet's fury. She destroys Quaritch's amp suit and, with 2 perfectly aimed arrows, ends the reign of the man who destroyed her home and murdered her father. As Jake gasps for breath, Neytiri cradles his frail human form. For the first time, she truly sees him, the man inside the avatar. She places a breathing mask over his face, saving his life. And in this moment of profound intimacy, she speaks the most important words in the Na'vi language. Oel Nati Kameye, I see you. It's not about sight, but about understanding. She sees his soul. And in that moment, their 2 worlds and their 2 selves become one.
With the battle won, the RDA is defeated. The human soldiers and corporate figures are sent packing, a long procession marching back to their ships. Pandora has been saved. A small group of humans, the scientists who respected the world, are allowed to remain. A new era of peace begins. But Jake's journey is not quite over. He has a final choice to make. He chooses to leave his human body behind forever. He chooses to be Na'vi. The clan gathers once more at the Tree of Souls for the same ritual that failed to save Grace. This time, the intention is pure, the subject is strong, and the will of Iwa is with them. The energy flows, bridging the gap between 2 bodies, between 2 lives. We see Jake's human eyes close one last time, and then his Na'vi eyes snap open. This is not a link. This is not a dream. This is his first breath in his new life, a life he fought for, a life he chose, a life he was born to live. His journey is complete. He is home. The story of Avatar ends here, but its impact is immeasurable. On the surface, it is the hero's journey, the ultimate story of transformation. A man, broken and lost, finds not only a new body, but a new soul. But beneath that, Avatar is a powerful allegory for our own times. It's a blistering critique of colonialism, corporate greed, and the destruction we inflict on our own world in the name of profit. James Cameron didn't just tell this story. He created a technological revolution to make us experience it. The groundbreaking use of performance capture in stereoscopic 3D wasn't a gimmick. It was a tool to immerse us completely, to make Pandora a tangible place that we would feel was worth fighting for. It's why the film shattered every box office record, becoming a true global phenomenon. It connected with audiences on a visceral, emotional level. More than a decade later, the message of the film is more relevant than ever. It serves as a stunning, vibrant, and sometimes heartbreaking reminder of the profound connection between all living things and the catastrophic consequences of forgetting that connection. It dares us to look at our own world with the same wonder Jake saw on Pandora. And so we're left with the central theme of the film, encapsulated in 3 simple words: I see you. It's a plea for empathy, a challenge to look past our differences and to truly see the value in others and in the world around us. Because, in the end, the greatest journey we can take is the one that allows us to truly see.